And now to something you'll see first on CBS News. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has asked the Army Chief of Staff to step down and retire immediately. General Randy George was nominated for the position by former President Joe Biden and confirmed in 2023. A source tells CBS News Hegseth wants someone in the role who will implement his and President Trump's vision for the Army. In a statement, the chief Pentagon spokesperson said, quote, "The Department of War is grateful for General George's decades of service to our nation. We wish him well in his retirement." Now, sources say 2 other Army officers were also removed from their roles. We turn our attention now to the war with Iran. With the conflict nearing the end of its 5th week, the fighting shows no signs of easing. Last night, President Trump vowed to target more Iranian infrastructure. He warned bridges and power plants would be next as he presses Tehran to make a deal. He posted that message after a set of strikes hit a bridge west of the Iranian capital. According to Iranian state media, at least 8 people there were killed. For more on all of this, we're joined by CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio, who is standing by in our London newsroom. Good morning to you, Ramy. This war has raged daily. What's the latest this morning?
Yes, Errol, day 34 is today. President Trump says now it's time for Iran to make a deal before there's nothing left of what he says could be a great country. But we're also seeing pushback from Iran. Its foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, saying that hitting civilian structures like bridges that we just looked at there won't do anything to force Iran's surrender. And the president claimed that that bridge that was hit, known as the B-1 bridge, was the biggest in Iran. I had a look. It appears to be about half the span of the Brooklyn Bridge in New York, about 20 miles west of Tehran here in the city of Karaj. And we've brought up Karaj before. It's been tied to the production of nuclear centrifuges and has been hit several times in this war so far. There's also been an apparent airstrike hitting an Iranian missile base in Isfahan. This is about 200 miles south. Isfahan, here a well-known site for the storage of enriched uranium. And then after that initial blast, there were secondary explosions that were reported, which then suggested that more explosive material had also been detonated. But Iran also keeping up its attacks on Gulf countries, energy sites there, as well as Israel overnight. Israel said it intercepted missiles and that a train station in Tel Aviv was damaged, but there were no reports of any casualties. Kuwait said that one of its oil refineries was hit, not for the first time, though, but for the 3rd time in this war, along with a desalination plant. And then we're seeing reports right now, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and Yemen all reporting drones and or missiles fired towards them. And with all of this happening, I just want to do a quick check on what's happening with oil. $109 a barrel, up nearly 8% for global crude. But I also want to point out that NYMEX crude, which is the U.S. benchmark, has hit its highest since 2022 on everything that's been happening the past several hours, up to $111.54. Again, the last time we saw this was in June or so of 2022.
And Ramy, that's because the Strait of Hormuz remains effectively closed. Has there been any progress in getting non-Iranian vessels through the waterway?
No. And what's strange, actually, this morning, we saw that a vote at the United Nations had been scheduled, but then about 3 hours later, it was canceled, taken off the online website. This was for a resolution to use what they're talking about, all defensive means necessary that are matching or commensurate, as they say, with the circumstances to try to secure transits through Hormuz and for a timing of at least 6 months. That resolution was put forward by Bahrain. There's been no explanation so far that we've seen, but we know that Russia and China had objected to using military force to an earlier resolution, so it very well might be linked to that, Errol.
All right, Ramy, thank you very much.
Of course.